I'm Rick Pohlsander. I'm brand new to the Rolla area. I grew up in Cedar County, Missouri. I grew up on a family farm there. I'm also a member of the Air Force Reserve. Just returned from active duty in the National Capital Region. And my wife has family here in Steelville. So we moved up to this area. Just started a private practice here in Rolla, right across the street in the old courthouse, and just really enjoyed getting to know this community, really enjoyed our time here so far, and looking forward to putting into practice some of the things that I've learned here and the things, my life experiences to help others here in this community. So right out of the gate, to use a rodeo term, they started talking about how your presence is more important than your presentation. And you know, even yesterday when I talked with you about coming over here to do this, you know, I was worried about, okay, I want to do a good job for you, but you know, more importantly is that I just be here and share my experience so that others can, you know, kind of get something from that testimonial, and see if this is something that they would like to do, which I think everybody ought to. So you know, the speaker, let's see, that was Andy Stanley. His example that he used is when President George Bush went to Ground Zero after 9/11, and he didn't have really anything prepared, but he was there, and I think that meant more to the nation than anything. Then you know, the next week we talked about leadership in general, and then one that really stood out to me because it just gave a word to what I'd already noticed in my life. Okay. Is that great leaders don't look at themselves as leaders. It's not leadership, it's belongship. It's how do I bring people in, right? How do I make them feel like they're a part of this and want to go forward? You know, early in life, and it's been just verified over and over again in life, I've learned that you don't have to be an elected official. You don't have to be appointed the leader, in quotes, to be the leader of a group. Often, you know, when we talk about leaders, you know, I kind of think of, you know, rappers. They're out there, you know, giving all the good rhymes and stuff, but then you got that guy in the background that's like, yeah, and he's their hype man, right? And it just makes that rapper seem so much cooler. Sometimes you need to be the hype man to help the one that's decided to step forward, you know, to kind of give them that boost and kind of help the crowd come along with you. You know, kind of be the Ed McMahon to Johnny Carson. Give this, you know, weeks and weeks of good materials. Surprisingly, and maybe I shouldn't be surprised at this given what I just talked about, some of the best presentations were from our local folks. You know, throughout the whole time being able to interact with Tiffany Bonenkamper, she's just an amazing person. And you're not going to see her in flashy lights or anything like that, because that's not the person she is. But she has some wonderful quotes and some great insight from her life experiences. One of them that I liked that she said is, because I live right, I don't have to justify my behaviors. You know, she's talking about, you know, she no longer has to rationalize what she's doing because it's just the right thing. And so, nobody's going to say, hey, what are you doing? Or they might, but she doesn't have to justify it. She can just go on with her life. And then later, I listened to her podcast or the discussion that she had with you, and I was, you know, I didn't have the video actually on. I was just listening. And then after we got together, I was like, I really missed something there. There's probably something else going on in the background from that video. And then I watched it again and saw all the monikers that she had up with the lettering and stuff, for fear to face everything and recover, or forget everything and run. Which one do you want to choose? And then, you know, how do you get it done? Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. That was huge, and I'm really glad that I went back and looked at it again to see how what tools she was using in facing adversity. And then another one of the local leaders that we had was the presentation on neighboring. And I'm proud to say that I have made my little tic-tac-toe mark, and I know all my neighbors, first and last names, and I'm really trying to put some of that neighboring into practice. I always thought of myself as a good neighbor, but this was like a tool that I could use to set up, you know, being a good neighbor, to really create a framework to reaching out to my neighbors and making sure